Arg, ahoy, it be Halloween's, me lads. That was a terrible, terrible pirate impression, but I have my pirate sublimation face mask on. This is my costume this year, so sorry for that horrible pirate voice you just had to hear, but welcome to another week's episode of Heat Press Nation Live. My name is Captain Barbosa. I finally get to use that one, Alex. If you guys know Pirates of the Caribbean, the villain, Captain, his name was Captain Barbosa. My last name happens to be Barbosa. So finally, after like 14 years, I get to use that joke. So ahoy, welcome. This is getting kind of crazy. So in case you can't see, this is not my real face. I have more teeth than that. But yeah, this is a sublimation face mask that I'm using as a costume this year. And yeah, we're going to have lots of fun. Today's episode, and obviously, real quick, I know the shirt doesn't match. I don't have any pirate t-shirts, so I figured Caribbean, Hawaii. Hawaii's not in the Caribbean, but tropical. Anyways, yeah, we're going to be showing you guys some really fun, spooky crafts. We're already in October, and thank God, the gloomy weather has arrived here in Southern California, so I'm excited. It rained the other day. We had some lightning, so I was pretty stoked on that. I know that's scary in other parts of the world, but here in Southern California, it's usually pretty nice. So anyways, welcome, welcome. Let me know where you guys are tuning in from. We're going to give everybody a moment to join us. And yeah, we have some fun projects. I'm actually going to show you guys how to make this cool face mask right here, which is available at heatpressnation.com, of course. For all my pals. Let me see, where are my pals on YouTube? Do we got any pals on YouTube joining us? We could say what's up to everybody there. And yeah, we're going to have a good time today. So what's really cool, and you could shout out where you're tuning in from. You can ask any questions. If you have any questions at all about anything that we're going to be showing you live today, we have a few really fun projects, and you could just comment them below. I'll be answering your questions live on the air, and then I got my pal Ronnie, who's going to be helping me answer questions in the chat. So she'll have all the links and everything for you, and I'll be answering your questions live. Okay, oh, Mary Sue tuning in from Illinois. Very cool. Usually there's a little delay on the comments. Okay, I'm just going to show you guys now. There's a little secret to this face mask. It's not just a mouth mask. It's a full... I don't know if this is centered or not. I don't think it is. I'm trying to do... Here's the thing. If you do end up doing this, you will need some assistance from your pals to get the mask centered. So I hope this is right. But check this out. So I am a pirate now. I have my full pirate face mask. So this is really fun. This is just one of several projects that we're showing you guys how to use today. So if you want to totally transform into a different character, you could put pretty much anybody's face on here. If you could print it out on your sublimation printer, you can get it done. And even though this is, and I'll show you the blank one. This is kind of hot and it messes up my hair. So, but yeah, this is a sublimation. They call it a gaiter or a neck scarf. It's a face mask. I put my glasses back on so I could see you guys. Yeah, so it's really cool. So we do sell these at heatpressnation.com. One of the few wearable items that we do carry. And so I don't have the exact dimensions on it, but I want to say it's about 10.5 inches or so by about, I think it's like 16 inches or so. And of course, when you put it on, it's going to cover a lot of area. So you might not need that full face covering, but it's perfect if you're doing a mask, which is actually what I'm going to show you guys today. So for our first project, you're going to see how to do this full mask. Now, one thing that I thought was really exciting is that I was able to print this pretty big 8.5 by 14 inch transfer on my Sawgrass SG 500. So I really love, again, the 500, you might be used to doing like 8.5 by 11, which I want to say is like only about so big, but 8.5 by 14, you're able to fit a lot of big stuff on there, and it fits in the SG 500. You just expand the bypass tray, and you're good to go. So I'm going to show you guys how I make this really cool sublimation gaiter. Why don't you guys come on over? Alex is going to bring you in for a close-up, and you're going to see just how cool and fun this project is. I'm going to let him come on in and grab my scissors, and I'm also I might take this mask off because it is a little hot in here and it's just like choking my neck, which I'm not a big fan of in these situations. So here we go. So what I'm going to do first is, because this is kind of a thin material, I'm going to put a piece of parchment paper on the inside. So real easy. It doesn't have to be absolutely perfect. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to get a piece of parchment paper and I'm just going to trim it to size right about here. There we go. I'm going to start it and then I'm going to use a few pieces of parchment paper today, as you'll see. And so now I'm just going to pop this in here. If you guys are just tuning in, welcome everybody. I'm showing you guys, if you didn't see it, I have, and I'll probably put it back on right now, I have a full face mask that I'm actually using as part of my costume. And you don't have to use the full like neck scarf gaiter. I think they call it Gaiter, that kind of gaiter. You don't have to use the full length neck scarf. You can even just use a regular sublimation face mask, which is a little bit smaller. It's just, the regular size face mask. And that'll actually work really cool. Okay, so in my experience, you don't want to put the top, well, it depends on what you're wearing. I have some hair that sticks out on top, so I don't put my face mask all the way to the top. But here it is. We have the gaiter. Parchment paper is inside, and that's just going to prevent it from bleeding through to the back. If you somehow have an image of the back of a head, knock yourself out, go do front and back. But this is, going to cover the face. I'm going to put it right about there. Going to do my best to center it. Then, of course, we're going to cover it with another piece of parchment paper. And it's this easy. Going to put it on. We're going to slide it in. My clock is set to 70 seconds, 70, and my temperature is at 385 degrees Fahrenheit. Timer is at 70, and I have about a medium to medium light pressure. Not a lot of effort at all right there. Hey, everybody. We got Abraham saying, what's up from Idaho? Super cool. Jean's tuning in from Seattle. Darlene from Michigan. Very, very cool. Oh, cool. Gloria Wilkes. She's coming in from Paramount, California. Oh, how very, very cool. Thank you so much for watching. Muchas gracias. My Spanish is not very good at all, but I understand what you wrote there. I'm working on it. I'm working on my Spanish, guys. I really am. Oh, what? On YouTube, we have Dazigo coming in from Northern Ireland. Heck yeah. Very cool. Thank you so much for joining us. By the way, if you guys have any questions at all, I got about 25 seconds left on the clock. If you have any questions at all, hit us up. You can comment live. I'm answering your questions live right here. Today, I'm showing you how to press a few things. We have a few cool projects on here. We're right out of the gate. We're just showing off how to do this really cool face mask. It's super easy. The only thing you didn't see me do today was just print it out. So our printout was already done. This is an auto open heat press, just like that. Now, usually if I'm sublimating something and it's not taped down, I'll actually help the heat press open. You saw it pop. What I don't want to do is let this shift, and then just like a Band-Aid, just gonna go immediately for the pull. And dude, look at that color. I know you guys are seeing that. I know you guys are seeing how, someone will pick that up later. I know you guys are seeing how beautiful this color is. Like, that is solid. I've said this before, and I will say it again. The softest, brightest, most vibrant colors, most permanent transfers will always be sublimation. You cannot beat the look, the feel. It's extremely soft. So, yeah, I'm going to go put this back on. I would put this one on, except it's really hot still. We're going to let it cool down. And while it cools down, I got another project for you. We're just going back to back today. So I'm going to head on over to the table, and you can see our next project. So check this out. I got your questions right here. Don't worry. What do we have here? So we have this lantern, and I hope you guys can see it on camera. This lantern, if I turn it to the side, you can kind of see how there's like an angry face on there. You see that? In the dark, it really shows up because obviously there's a little electric candle in there. I'm going to turn it to the side so you can see how we have that spooky face on there. Well, this is it's not really frosted glass. This is what's called Caesar etch. Caesar Easy PSV etch. So what this is, if you look at it here, it looks great because it's on the backing. I'll peel a little bit of it off to give you guys an idea of what it looks like. So this is a transparent or semi-transparent material. And I'm going to need this, my trusty hook tool, to start a corner. There we go. So as you can see, and I'm going to try to get it as close. See how it's like semi-transparent. You can kind of see through it, right? There we go. And so what it looks really great on is projects like this, where you have a clear glass and you don't want to cover up what's behind, but you want to add like a nice little spooky flavor. So I wish it's all like locked in together. Usually we would take out the glass panels and customize them separately. In this case, we're going to have to customize them on the lantern, which is no big deal. It's no problem at all. I forgot my scissors back here real quick. Let's grab them. There we go. Boom. So, oh, don't try that at home, kids. Oh, you see that? Like a gunslinger. All right. So now I know it's hard for you guys to see on camera, but what I'm going to do is, I started the peel. I only have my images, they're only like right here, but I think once I peel this away, you'll be able to see it a little bit better. I get my trusty hook tool. By the way, everything you're seeing today was cut on a Silhouette Cameo. Okay, see, so now it looks gray. See this? See how you can kind of see through? It looks a little bit gray, and that's going to give it that etched look when we apply it to our glass. I'm going to pause for 3 seconds. And I remembered for my third project, yes, you guys are getting a third project today. I just got to drop my temperature setting. Don't want to forget that. There we go. Okay, and I'm back. I'm back. Don't worry, everybody. Real quick, I'm going to check in on the comments. If you guys have any questions at all about any of the processes, any of the products, feel free to drop it in the comments. I'm happy to help out and answer your questions. Or we're just having a good time today. That works too. What's up, Gary Locke from Show Low AZ? Very cool. Good to have you with us. It's good to have everybody with us, really. Okay. So I have my questions, my Q&A right here. And let's get back to this. So as you can see, you're just seeing the squares. You don't see the design. There's 2 ways for me to do this. The first way, and these are like little jack-o'-lantern designs. So the first thing I'm going to do is, if I take out the eyes, and they're all different, so. But if I take out the eyes and the mouth, I think you'll be able to see this one pretty good. There we go. You guys see that? Now you can kind of see my little spooky face, right? And that's going to go on here. And then in the dark, when this candle's lit and you see this spooky face staring at you from the lantern, ooh, it's creepy. It is creepy. Okay, yes. All right. Now the other way that we could do this is if you wanted to just leave the eyes and mouth, you could do that too. You would just peel out the background. And you see that, and now you would just have, instead of blocking out the glass with the eyes and mouth peeking through, people are just going to see the eyes and mouth. So we're gonna alternate. We're gonna do this both ways today. And actually, I already did one. So let's do, which face is creepier? I think I'm gonna go with this one. I like how creepy this face is. Oh no. It's okay. Sometimes the angle that you're peeling has everything to do with it. There we go. Is that one not scary? Which one's the creepiest? Oh, you know what? I think this one. Yeah, I think I'm going to go with this one. I'm not sure. Let's see. So what we're going to do is, and this is the full process. So the only thing you're not seeing right now is the cut. This is cut in our Silhouette Cameo. Of course, pretty much any vinyl cutter can handle Caesar etch. That's what I love, honestly. I love Caesar products because they're just so easy to work with. So whether you have a Cameo, whether you have a Cricut, maybe you have sitting in the shop, you have a big fancy Graphtec CE 9000, and honestly, you need to just do some stuff for your kids. You are good to go. We're going to talk about this grid sheet right now. So here we go. Here are my decals. And are they upside down for you? Yes, they are. Okay, so here are my decals. There we go. And I'll put them a little closer so you guys can see them better. And so how do we get this sticker onto this lantern? Well, we're going to use something called a mask. And here's why I love this mask. This is the Caesar Easy PSV application tape. And so I'm just going to cut it to size. And I'm going to show you as an example with this one, and then we'll kind of go around and do, if we have the time, we're going to do all the windows. So, all right, so I want to get, this guy's not very scary. I think I want this one. This one's a little scarier, okay? So I want to get this image off, because this is the gray part. That's the sticky stuff. That's the etch. I want to get this onto here, but how do I lift all these pieces off one at a time? I'm going to get my mask. I'm going to get my mask, and there we go. So you'll see now this is also clear, but this is not this is not what goes on your project. This is just going to lift this up and over. So you'll notice it has these grid lines. So I do what's called the horseshoe method. I'm going to lower it and just kind of keep it centered with my transfer. The center is going to hit first, and then we just kind of let it roll out. And I had a squeegee. There it is. Kind of messy up here. So what the squeegee is doing, Easy PSV stands for pressure sensitive vinyl. So by adding a little pressure, by kind of scraping it to it, we're kind of activating the adhesive. And then let's just pick that up. There we go. And so now we do what's called a reverse weed. We're going to flip this over. Not a reverse weed, reverse peel, sorry. And we're actually going to peel. You see, I'm kind of rolling it back. That's usually the safest way to peel it off. Nothing here, everything here. You see that? Now we're going to put this on our lantern. So I'm going to try to do this upside down so you guys can see. There we go. Oh, yeah. Oh, man, Alex, you were killing it with those. Heck yeah, looking great, looking sharp. I'm going to try to center this little face right there. Again, these grid lines are really saving my buns. And then once I'm ready, I'm going to commit. You could do this with your thumb. I don't recommend that if the squeegee, and this squeegee, by the way, it barely fits right here. So sometimes you might have to get a smaller piece of plastic if you're working in a really tight space. But thankfully, this works. See, I can't go this way. It's not big enough. But it'll work this way. Just rub it in there with my thumb. And then we're going to roll this back. So when you're peeling off the carrier, you don't want to lift up and away. That's not really helpful. You might have some peeling issues, but if you just kind of roll it back. Oh, what in the heck? What? Did we just get a really cool transfer on our project? I'm going to show it here. And again, because it's that PSV, it's still kind of transparent. So on camera, it might be tough in the dark. And we're going to try to give you guys a demo in the dark with the candle glowing. It's very creepy. I don't think this helps right now because it's a very brightly lit room. But it's very cool. Oh, there we go, kind of catching that angle. Very cool, very creepy. So you can see we have just the eyes in the etch, and then we have just the eyes cut out of the etch. So we got two more to do. I'm going to go for creepy. So I'm going to go for these two, and we're going to kind of not speed through this, but we definitely, we know you guys got places to go, and honestly, I'm very grateful that you chose to spend a little time with me checking out some really cool Halloween graphics. Always fun, always a pleasure. Wilkes Gloria, that shirt is 100% polyester. So the face mask that I customized, so it wasn't a t-shirt, it was a face mask. The face mask that I customized earlier, and that I'll show you guys in a second, that was, I believe it's like 90, It's a very high polyester count. I think there's a little bit of spandex in there to give it some stretch. Usually, when it comes to wearable items, the t-shirts are probably the only thing you're going to find that's 100% poly. A lot of the wearables, like the face masks and stuff like that, they're going to put either a little bit of cotton or a little bit of spandex to just make them a little stretchy, little wearable. There we go. We squeegeed that. I'm going to pull this off. We're going to go backward. Ah, man. Peels like a dream. Like a dream. Not a nightmare. Like a dream. Okay. So I am 2 for 2. Let's see if I can keep that average nice and high. One thing that you will notice on here is that I did not size it edge to edge. I did not fill it out all the way to the corner. I did give myself a little bit of wiggle room, a little bit of extra space on here because I knew it was going to be a tight fit. So when you go edge to edge, it's because this glass is kind of embedded, like, you know, there's not embedded, but there's like a little edge on there. So because it's edge to edge, I knew I was going to have a little bit of difficulty in the corners. So I didn't go 100% unless there's like maybe like an 1/8 or 1/16 of an inch gap on there. The cool thing about this is that this is just for decorations. Hopefully, nobody's going to be peeling this. And there we go. Spooky. Spooky. It's very brightly lit on this on this table. All right, we got one more. And again, we're going to try to do a dark test and show you guys. Hopefully that comes out. Very, very cool. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. It's so good to have everybody today. We're just doing some cool, fun Halloween. Oh, no. Oh, yeah, be careful. There's a little static electricity on there. It might lift, so just center it. Yep, see? It's lifting on its own. It's haunted is what it is. So I'm going to try my best. Center it right there on the nose. Do a reverse peel. Man, this is just, the more you practice, the easier it gets. And right here, I'm going to try to keep this centered again using these grid lines. These grid lines are the real heroes today. Just going to commit right there. And I'm going to roll it back. I'm going to roll it. Dude, and we are done. Check that out. Actually, I'm going to hold it up to the top, to the overhead, I think. There we go. You see how spooky that is? That's some scary stuff. Where am I? Where am I? There we are. Okay, I'll go to 2. Okay, let's go to 2. Let's try to... I'm going to rotate it so you can kind of see all my spooky little characters. Very, very cool. And again, in the dark, this is just, again, obviously, this is not for a brightly lit video studio. This is for your home. Very cool decoration. And honestly, you can put whatever you want on there. That's the beauty of Caesar Easy PSV Etch, is that you can put it wherever you want. It's going to look cool. And yeah. So we do have one more project. And before we head on back over to our heat press, I kind of want to give you guys a little preview. So let's scoot some stuff over. This is Caesar. I'm going to show this to 2. This is Caesar Easy Patterns. Easy Patterns. This is our Halloween one. Halloween A. Actually, we have 2 Halloween ones. And then we have this kind of jack-o'-lantern one. And then we have just like a general fall one. Maybe Halloween's not your thing. No worries. I honestly did not grow up celebrating Halloween. So I feel you on that. There we go. So here's how we're going to do this. So this is a very, very cool spooky pattern. And I'm going to put these spooky patterns right here. And today we're going to decorate a candy bag. So now, look, I'm going to be real. Everything's opening back up, but not everyone is trick-or-treating. Honestly, even before the pandemic, I noticed a lot of houses on my street they just don't do that anymore, right? For whatever reason, everybody's whack. I don't know. So, but you can still have fun with your kids. Even if you organize just a few neighbors, make them a cool candy bag. Honestly, like when it comes to making stuff for kids, especially like nieces, nephews, whatever, like you really want to do a good job. You really want to make them feel, it makes them feel so special. So you can make them all custom loot bags. So again, sticking with the pirate theme, we have this, it's a plain cotton bag. Very cool. Plain cotton bag you can use for candy, but you want to customize it. So this bag says Ronnie's Loot. And this is where Ronnie, my pal, I'm making this for her. She's not a kid, but she is very cool, so kind of works out. And I'm making this for my pal Ronnie. And, her cool candy is going to go in here. Now, I want to spruce it up. Of course, you can see here I already cut and weeded out this really cool graphic, this Ronnie's Loot pirate-themed graphic for her candy bag. But I want to spice it up with a little bit of pizzazz. So what I did was I made an outline. And it doesn't look like much now, but when we layer it, it's going to look cool, I promise. So what this is like an outline of my graphic. You see how that works? So that's going to add an extra layer of coolness, an extra layer of, hey, I give a darn. And trust me, you can't trick kids. Kids know when you don't give a darn, all right? So heads up there. So this is Caesar Easy Patterns, and very similar to the PSV. So PSV, what I just showed you, this is sticker vinyl, no heat necessary. Of course, we're going on to a fabric, so now we're moving on to heat transfer vinyl. And here's a cool trick. If you have the Easy PSV, you don't need to, first of all, you don't need to reverse it. But how do you get it off the backing and onto your garment? You're going to need some mask. So we do sell the Caesar, I believe it's called the TTD Easy Mask. But what if you don't have any, or what if you ran out or you forgot to buy some? This is a cool hack. You have a scrap piece of vinyl of a color that you may not immediately need. Here's what you can do. If I could find here's a really cool hack that you can do. Because remember, heat transfer vinyl comes on a heat resistant sticky clear backing. So what does that mean? It means that if you're in a pinch, or if you have just heat pressed something and you still have the clear sticky backing, don't throw that away. You could use it as a mask. But since I don't have any used vinyl around here, I'm just gonna take this, and trust me, I know you guys have some scrap pieces of vinyl, some colors that they just did not sell as much as you thought it would. So if you ever need a mask, look, I'm just totally wasting this whole piece. So if you ever need a mask, you're good to go. There we go, see? This came from a piece of vinyl. Or if you've just heat pressed something, save the mask. If it's not too, if it's still sticky, you can save the mask. So I'm gonna, again, horseshoe method. Drop it on the center, let it go out. Find my squeegee in this mess. It's somewhere, I'm sure. There it is. And I'm gonna start from the center and go out. You hear that popping. That's just the air bubbles. Of course, you don't want any air bubbles when you're heat pressing this. Just gonna go back and forth and up and down. Another thing that this does is this eliminates waste. So if you've ever wondered, hey, what do I do with all these extra plastic sheets from my vinyl? If you're using patterned vinyl, you could use it as a mask. And so again, I'm gonna go with the reverse peel, flip it over, and again, just like with the Easy PSV, I'm gonna roll it back. So much easier than lifting it straight up and away. Oh, whoops. Perfecto. Done. So you see there, in a pinch, if you have some old spare vinyl, or you're wondering what the heck do I do with these plastic carrier sheets, these sticky clear carrier sheets, guess what? It works perfectly for your vinyl. So now I'm gonna get these pieces, so, oops, someone will pick that up. So now I have my candy bag, I have my really cool base layer, and I have my really cool top layer. Let's head on over to the heat press and get these done. Oh, so this is cooled off now, mostly. Check it out. If you guys missed the beginning, this is a face mask. And when we close out, I'll show you. So you could put any face, get your, I don't condone what is it called? I don't condone copyright violations, but you know, for Halloween, if it's for fun. Again, Heat Press Nation does not condone that, but put whatever face you want on there. I can't stop you. So here we go. When you're doing these bags, one thing I've noticed is you want to keep the seams, these thick seams right here, the handles, just keep that hanging off the edge, like so. Everything else should be just fine. I'm going to need a little more pressure than what I used for my face mask, and I also need to pre-press this. So I'm going to do a 2 for here. I'm going to up my pressure just a little bit. I'm pretty sure on this machine my sure pressure number is like 27. Let's see. Perfect. I'm going to press that for like 4 seconds, 5 seconds. And there we go. One thing I don't want to forget is I don't want to forget to adjust my time. So Caesar Easy Patterns PSV presses at 311 degrees for about 10 to 15 seconds. So I'm going to set my press at 311 degrees for like 12 seconds. That should be fine. Here we go. So we've pre-pressed this. It's nice and flat. Let me go ahead and get my easy patterns because that's going to be my base. And again, it doesn't look like much right now because it's just a kind of a vague shape, like an outline of my graphic. But that's cool because this is the base. The detail is going to come from my next layer. So I don't have my ProGrade non-stick sheet on me. No worries. I have my parchment paper. You could use both. Uh-oh. There we go. I need more nutrients. There we go. We're just going to give this a quick press. Usually when layering, you could just do 5 seconds for your first layer. Since this is like easy patterns, and I'm not totally used to doing this, I'm just going to give it the full 10-second press, and then for my next layer, we'll do that. Also, this is not really going to be washed and worn. I believe this is a warm peel. Perfecto. I love it when things come out good on the first try. Again, you can't really tell what it is, but don't worry. Check out my next layer, and you'll see. So now that we have the outline of our graphic, now Ronnie's Loot is no longer just a basic one color transfer. Now it has this spooky Halloween background. Don't worry, we'll get you guys a close-up of that. And we're ready to go. So I've aligned that. Pop this on. I'm going to give it another 300. And even though Easy Weed presses at 305 degrees, it's totally fine to keep it pressed at 311. It's a very resilient material, so we're not harming the vinyl in any way. It's still going to work just fine. Pull that off. Another warm peel coming your way. There we go. No tricks, no nothing. Just a really cool treat of a bag. So check this out. Ronnie's Loot. So now when Ronnie goes out trick-or-treating, whether it's to her neighbor's house or she just walks around grandma's house stealing all her snacks, doesn't matter. You have this really cool. Right. Sorry. I missed a production note here. So there we go. So even, you can pack whatever you want. You got your snacks in there. The bag is good to go. I'm going to go take this over to the other camera, give you guys a close-up, and then I'll show off my mask that I made. And you can see all the projects that we did here today. Everything we used, of course. Will this stand up on its own? No. Oh, well. I'm going to try my best. Ronnie's Loot. Okay, will it autofocus in so you guys can see that? Yeah, there we go. So you can see our really cool pattern. I know it's really close, so it might not be all fitting in camera. Check that out, layered graphic. And then we have tons of patterns available, by the way. So it's not just limited to this really cool spooky pattern. Like we have tons of cool patterns available. We have like a mermaid pattern, a camo pattern, a pink camo pattern. For the holidays, we have some other holiday patterns coming up. So that's really cool. I put something in there to give it like some weight. And then, of course, we have our lantern. Our very cool lantern. And actually, I'm going to bring this over here And I'm gonna put my mask back on, so I hope I don't trip over anything. Let's see if I can do this without hurting myself. Okay, mask is back up. The lantern's here. I don't know if we're gonna get the lights or not, but check this out. Oh, and the bag, duh. Sorry, guys. So I'm a pirate, and I can kind of see that it's off, I think, a little bit. No. I don't know. This is all, I could see a little bit, but I can't see very good. So here we go. Here is our, I'm wearing my glasses still. I bet I look like a fool. No worries. So check this out. So we have this really cool bag, double layered bag, candy bag for the kids, man. Let them have a blast. Let them design their own bags. Let them pick a design, you know. Then we have this cool lantern. Ooh, I think we're going to try to get some lights out for this. Spooky. Oh, there we go. You guys seeing that? You see, I'm not seeing it because my head is covered. Oh, there we go. Oh, yeah, it looks so much better in the dark. Okay, lights coming back on. This mask is coming off because it's kind of hot up here next to a 300-degree heat press. So you don't want to see that one. Let me show you guys the fresh one. This is, of course, what it looks like fresh off the press and not on my big head. And again, whatever character, I mean, as long as you're not, violating any copyright things, I have to say that legally so our lawyers don't kill us. So as long as, you're not stealing anything, any images, this works great. This works great as a face mask. So when you, okay, and I'm just going to tell you guys right now, if you have a kind of a vague costume that nobody knows, get the mask on. When you show up to the party, pull the mask up. So, oh, I get it. You're Ultron. I don't know, whatever. And then you could take the mask off. Just let people know who you are. I'm firmly against vague costumes or obscure costumes. All right, whatever. And then, okay, we have this bag I showed you guys. And the lantern. It's pretty cool. These are just a few of the many things that you can create with the equipment that you probably already have. So if you have a vinyl cutter, you can definitely make this cool lantern. Right here, this was done just with the Silhouette Cameo and the Caesar Easy PSV etch. Gives you that etched glass look without having to go through the pain of actually using the cream and the stencil and all that crazy stuff. Of course, we cut these transfers again with our Silhouette Cameo. And if you have a sublimation printer, where is it? Here we go. Oh, this is the one that I've been wearing, so it's a little sweaty. And if you have a sublimation printer, you could sublimate, there we go. You could sublimate one of these pups. Face mask. Face mask is available at heatpressnation.com. The easy patterns are available at heatpressnation.com. The white thing. The only thing you're not going to find is this lantern. We got it from like Amazon. And then that bag, I don't remember where we got it from. Let me check to see if we have any closing questions. I left this over there. Okay. Darlene, thank you so much. She said she liked it. Oh, cool, Ronnie. I was hoping you were going to like your bag. Thank you, Ronnie. Appreciate it. Jean, thank you so much for tuning in. Thanks for watching. Looks Gloria. Okay, cool. Hey, thanks for tuning in. Honestly, everybody, we're so glad to have you guys join us today for this episode of Heat Press Nation Live. We're usually live at least once a week, showing you guys some sort of cool project or tutorial. And yeah, we're getting ready to head out. So, I don't know what's going on here. I think we've been having some issues, some hauntings. Oh no, the ghouls, the evil. Oh shoot, what's going on? Well, good thing I have my trusty lantern to lead the way. It's kind of haunted itself, so I don't know if I'm gonna make it out of here alive, you guys. But thank you guys so much for joining us. Let's hope I don't die. Have a good one.